Republican hopeful Mitt Romney defending his Mormon faith today. He promises his religion would not affect his performance if he was in the Oval Office, but that doesn't matter to some Christians who say Mormonism is a cult. Michael Lanos joining us now with his Get to the Point segment, where you tackle these hot-button issues involving values, ethics, and tonight, faith.
Yeah, let's get to the point on this one. We know Christian conservatives are going to play big, as always, in the Republican primary, a major force in the 08 vote, and it seems some of those folks have latched onto Mike Huckabee, and let's face it, Mitt Romney needs that faith and values vote that Huckabee's been getting. So he gave a speech today, pounding home the message of shared values and religious freedom.
A person should not be elected because of his faith, nor should he be rejected because of his faith. Let me assure you that no authorities of my church, or of any other church for that matter, will ever exert influence on presidential decisions.
All right, joining us to talk about this one, Bill Keller. He's the founder of liveprayer.com. All right, Bill, a few months back, you sent a devotion to about 2.5 million people, and you said at that time, a vote for Romney's a vote for Satan. A lot of people hear that and go, where are you coming from with that? Let's start there.
Sure, Mike, good to be on with you. Where I'm coming from, unlike a lot of Christians who are into the political fray, I'm not as concerned about Romney's politics as I am about dealing with this whole issue from a spiritual perspective. And when I say a vote for Romney is a vote for Satan, I'm not calling Mitt Romney Satan. What I am saying is that his influence as President of the United States, arguably the most powerful office in the world, is going to lead people to follow the teachings of that cult and, according to biblical Christianity, die and go to hell. That's my concern, souls, not politics.
Okay, so people hear that and go, wait a minute, Bill Keller's got a religious test that goes against the Constitution. Mm-hmm. You're saying that's not the case?
That's not the case. Again, I'm not concerned about politics as I am about the spiritual aspects of Mitt Romney's run for the White House. And the biggest concern I've got is the deception and the outright lies that he has been spewing on the trail and continued to bring out today in trying to make people believe that he's a Christian when, in fact, Mormonism, Mormon theology, is totally inconsistent with biblical Christianity.
Now, there's a lot of Mormons who would argue with you on that, but I'm sure Mitt Romney, for one. Let's listen to what he had to say as he talked about Jesus Christ. Let's give it a listen.
A person should not be elected because of his faith, nor should he be rejected because of his faith. Let me assure you that no authorities of my church, or of any other church for that matter, will ever exert influence on presidential decisions.
That's not the soundbite we wanted. Hopefully we can cue it up. Basically, he was talking about, we do have it. Let's give this one a listen about Jesus Christ and his relationship with him.
What do I believe about Jesus Christ? I believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God and the Savior of mankind. My church's beliefs about Christ may not all be the same as those of other faiths. Each religion has its own unique doctrines and history. These are not bases for criticism, but rather a test of our tolerance.
All right, what about that? He confesses Jesus as Savior. Isn't that enough, Bill?
Well, here's the problem, and again, here's part of the deception. When he says he believes Jesus is the Son of God, he doesn't continue to say what his church believes, that Jesus is also the spirit brother of Lucifer. And what he also doesn't tell people, in trying to deceive people into thinking he's a Christian, is that the Mormon cult denies the deity of Christ. And Mike, there you have the heart of why it's a cult. Because if Jesus Christ is not God, then the Christian faith is in vain, and it's an absolute false religion.
Okay, and again, your point here is a salvation one, that if a Mormon becomes president, you think more lost souls might look to the Mormon faith, and you have issue with that.
Absolutely. In the last 40 years, this nation has been in spiritual free fall. We've got the better percentage of two-full generations now don't even go to church. So you've got a bulk of the population now that has no real spiritual background, and that's why you're seeing a rise in false religions like Islam, cults like Mormonism, Kabbalah.
Bill, we got to run. Again, we appreciate your time, and I'm sure we want to hear from you on this, or I'm sure a lot of you are going to have something to say about it. Go to our website. Is Bill Keller wrong? CNN.com/Prime News. Let us know what you think. You can email us or view mail us. I'm sure a lot of you are fired up about this one. More Prime